There we go. Okay, today we are going to talk about data analysis. We did data analysis last week, so today we are going to do part 2 of it. So yeah, just be ready. We are going to do part 2 of this data analysis. Actually, I think it's part 3. If I don't, if I've not forgotten, I think it's part 3. So yeah, you're going to do this data analysis. So just a quick recap of what we have been doing in the last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, we have been covering week 7 and week 6. That is week 6 and week 7 Python libraries and basic data analysis. So what have we covered? We covered what is data analysis and some of the libraries that we can use. We covered pandas, matplotlib, and numpy or numpy. So that's what we covered. And from all the things that we covered, we were able to create an Anaconda account. Then after creating an Anaconda account, we also created our first Jupyter for last week. So for those who missed on now the first steps on how to set up your Jupyter or to set up your Anaconda, just go to week 7, and then get the weekly live recordings for week 7. Any of this content should explain further on some of these things that we covered last week. Although some of these things that we covered last week, we are going to use them in our today's sessions. So don't worry if you are new to this session. You are well, you are fine, you have catered for you. So, where am I? So for those who are new to this, just go, or for those who don't remember the sites that we used, just go to anaconda.com/app, anaconda.com/app. Let me share the link again. Just go to anaconda.com/app, anaconda.com/app. Then once you go to anaconda.com/app, you can click the Jupyter Notebook. Click the Jupyter Notebook. For anyone new, if you have not created a Jupyter or Anaconda account, it will request you to sign up or create an account. Create that account, then log in. Once you create that an account and log in, it should open this tab, this page. Then you'll just click the notebook. So once you click the notebook, it might either request you to sign up or it will not request you to sign up. Might or not. So if you click that, then you see this page is white page. Then you see this page is just white page. Don't worry, you're okay, you're fine. Just give it time. It takes time to load. So just give it time. Don't panic. It will work. It will work. So that's pretty fine. So don't worry about that. So as you can see, I'm still giving mine some time, but but as we wait for this to load, I want us to check at some roadmap here. I want us to check this roadmap here. Someone is asking, which week are we? We should be in week 8, but because in week 8 we don't have anything, but remember that last week we had to go back into week 6 because we know the previous week we had some issues to do with LMS, so we had to do week 6. So that's perfectly fine. We are still in week 7. Everything is cool. Everything is fine. So don't worry. So we are in week 7, and actually from week 6, week 7, and week 8, we are doing the same thing. Data analysis and checking different examples on daily basis. So If you want to join into data analytics or data science, if you want to join into that, there is a good roadmap here. Did I share the link? No, let me share. No, that's not the link. Let me share the link to the data analyst roadmap. Data analytics roadmap. There we go. I've shared the link to the data analytics roadmap. Check it out. You can check it out. Here is the link to this roadmap. Now, because as we are working on data analytics or data analyst or data analysis, here is a quick roadmap that you can go through and check it out. Maybe we can check some of the things that we have here in this roadmap. If you want to be a data analyst, you just know. So for this, you can check it out. What is data analytics? Before you even join into data analytics and start writing the actual code on data analytics, check what is data analytics. Just check what is data analytics. We have some resources right here. You can just understand what is data analytics. Maybe a quick overview. Data analytics is the concept of analyzing data. So this basically involves creating meaningful insight from raw data-driven decisions. So to drive decisions. For example, what is data analytics? Maybe you have been provided with this data from this particular hospital or this particular clinic. That is the raw data. What is the raw data? I know this certain person came here on Friday. Then they were suffering from malaria from this point or from this period to this period. You see, that is raw data. That is person A. Person B came still on the same Friday, this time of the year, this time of the month. Okay. Then in this period, another person still came, maybe on Saturday, and I have all that data, all that raw data. Another person was suffering from a different disease or from a different illness. This is data from an hospital. Data analytics or data analysis is the art of taking that raw data, reading that data, and providing meaningful insights for that clinic, for example. How? What is some of the insights that you can give to this to this certain clinic or an hospital? For example, from the look of things, it is on December. It's on December date 20 something. We know from date 20 something, from date 13th all the way to 3rd of January, the kind of people who come to my clinic are the same kind of people. Who? The people who like partying. So what kind of diseases are they suffering from? They are suffering from hangover. So I know the next time or the next year I'm preparing all the medicine that I can get to cure people with a hangover. People like I know people like Peterson. Peterson suffers a lot from hangover. So Juma, the same way. I know Juma. I've seen Juma suffering from hangover. Victor Wanjoy, Wanjoy, he is suffering from hangover. Those kind of people, that's kind of diseases. And I can tell people from Murima in this certain point, they take this kind of drugs. They take Muratina a lot. So I know the kind of things, kind of analytics that I can give to this hospital. So those are some. Nicholas Ouma, I know you are from this certain period of time. I know, actually not Nicholas Juma, maybe around November there, is addicted to this drug. This is we call it Jabba. You call it Jabba. So I'm going to cure this kind of diseases. So yeah. So those are some of the analytics that you can give to these institutions. So that is the art of data analytics. For example, I've analyzed a lot of data and I know all these people. I know all these people. Someone says just do it for enjoy. Imagine, no, no, that's a bad joke. Let me not make it. Anyway, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. So that is the art of data analytics. Maybe another example is like we can count from 2017 all the way to when is today 2025, 2027. From, I'm not going to say the P class, we can analyze the kind of people who lie a lot. So if we analyze the kind of lies compared to the kind of truths that they say, we know the kind of names that we can give. I'm not saying Kasongo. Anyway, I'm not talking about anyone. I'm not talking about anyone. I'm just giving real examples. Is there anything wrong but when I give real world examples? Is there anything wrong? Actually, no. No, no, no. Can someone share the link to the roadmap? Let me share the link to the roadmap, man. There we have it. Actually, most of you can see these roadmaps comes all the way from Modogashe to whatever place. I'm not going to mention the places. Anyway, as you can see, these roadmaps, yeah, actually, it's a roadmap. It's a real roadmap. So you can see these roadmaps comes all the way from the top of Africa, from Nigeria up there, all the way goes to South Africa down there. So you can check out this roadmap, and I think you guys will learn a lot from this roadmap. So maybe a quick overview. You can learn what is data analytics. You can learn some key concepts of data collection, data cleanup, uh, data visualization, and everything like that. You can learn some few concepts to do with Excel things. And actually, this is data that you have interacted with. Maybe you have created a form, and the form, this form is saying this column has some dates. How do you work with dates? How do you format dates? How do you dream? How do you count? All those are the kind of things that you should know when it comes to data analytics. You need to know libraries like Pandas, Matplotlib, DPLYR, and all those other libraries that you can check for data analytics. So of course, you need to learn the art of data collection. If you want to be in data analytics, you need to know the kind of information to collect when you are getting maybe a feedback to or from certain people or from certain groups. You need to know the kind of data that you need to collect. You need also to learn about CSVs, APIs, web scraping, and other details that you can learn just for the sake of learning or just for you to understand these things. So you need also to understand data cleanup. Data cleanup is handling missing data points, removing duplicates, like removing duplicate lies from relaunching some project, like that's a duplicate project. So you need to remove that from the list uh, from this guy. Then you also need to do data transformation. You need to learn how to do data transformations with pandas and other libraries. So after that, now you can learn other techniques like data visualization and the tools that you can use like Power BI, Tableau, and Matplotlib and other data visualization tools. Actually, if you want to go further, you can go to statistical analysis, like regressions and the rest. So this is just a roadmap that you can check it out. And also, if you want to just get into data analytics, nothing else, or data analysis, you can just decide to go to machine learning. In this stage of machine learning for data analytics, you are going to do big data concepts like neural networks, like everything here, PyTorch and other libraries that you can use. But I just want to give you an overview of what is waiting for you at PLP. So you guys are going to specialize. You know, you guys are going to specialize. So in Python, you are going to specialize in AI. In AI, you are going to um, in AI, you are going to learn different things. You're going to learn machine learning at the same time, how to create AI tools, data analysis with these machine learning concepts. We are going to teach you how to do that. So for the specialization, more information is coming. As from tomorrow going forward, you are going to know how to select. You guys, you know how you are going to select the specializations. So don't worry about the special. But for those who don't have information, any clue about the specialization, this is a quick overview of specialization. So for those who want to know more in Python, we are going to do AI and machine learning, or we are calling it AI for software engineering. For those who want to continue to the path of web development, you guys are going to specialize in ManStack. It's called ManStack. ManStack stands for M, MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. So you are going to learn, go to that. And actually you are going to be using JavaScript. So if people who don't want to do both, they can do mobile development. That is creating applications with Dart and Flutter. So you guys are going to create applications with Dart and Flutter. And also there are other category of people who would like to specialize in software testing. Software testing is like testing the security of a database, testing if someone can collect good information, testing before you deploy your software. How can your software hold, or can your software support like 1,000 clients or 1,000 customers at the same time doing the same thing? You know, those kind of features is what software testing is you are going to be taught on how to test, on how to deploy, on how to do other things. So once you specialize, you guys can choose one. You can drop the rest of the modules and you can specialize in one. And actually per week, you can only have one session. Not one session, but one day for that particular module, one day. So that's cool. That good one for the specialization. So I was waiting for this big boy to load, and it has loaded, and it's time to do some trials. So what are we going to do? Let me open something here. I have prepared some data in CSV. I have prepared some data in CSV, and this CSV contains details for students. You can include as many details as you want, but these are just for example. So what kind of data do we have? We have a column with first name, country, gender, and education level. So that's just a sample of the data that we can have. Maybe you can be presented with data with so many values, columns, and rows. So this is the data that we are going to work with. I'm going to share the data, don't worry. I'm going to share this CSV file. So why are we using CSV file? Just a quick recap of what we did last week so that you know why this CSV file. Just a quick recap. So last week, before that, let me just share this file so you guys you can download. So the guys you can download as I explain what we did last week. Do we need to have any knowledge in Excel? No, hell no. Don't need to have any knowledge in Excel. Our task is just to load data from Excel, nothing else. Okay, so what did we do last week? So last week, you remember we were using tools like Matplotlib. We were using tools like Matplotlib, and we were loading data this way. As you can see, we are plotting data this way, x-axis and y-axis. We are loading the data here manually, right? We also loading the data in the next example that we gave of learners and their scores and their names, of course. So we were loading this data right here. We were hard coding this information right here. Okay, so, and we were drawing these graphs by hard coding this information. Now, today, we are not going to do that. Today, what we are going to do, we are going to assume, you know, you see this data. You see this data here. We are going to take this data from where? From this file. Okay, from this file. Then we are going to load it to our Jupyter or our Jupyter. Then we are going to analyze and draw these graphs. It seems complex from how I'm talking about it, but the practical part is the easiest. Just see, just a quick demo. Don't overthink of how I did this. Just see a quick demo. How this is cool. How this data, my data looks like. It's very cool, very awesome, very cool. So you don't have to panic. So for those who would like to week 7, damn. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me just remove these files, this and this. So I want us to create another working folder. This folder here. I'm going to call it session 3, like this. Then I'm going to open this folder, and here is where we are going to be working on our today's class. Actually, this is the simplest thing that we will ever have learned at PLP so far. Trust you me, this is the simplest thing. If you have attended all the way from day 1 up to here, or you have attended at least 70% of the sessions that we have covered, you'll find that this is the easiest thing that we have ever done. Okay, we have this data. Step 1, we have this data that we want to load. So how do we go about it? You see this left button here. On your left, we have this arrow up button or this upload button. You can see the tooltip says upload files. You see this one? Specifically this one. If I click this, you can see it has opened my file explorer. So I can navigate to where my file is, that specific CSV file. So it is this one, today's data.csv. I'm going to select, then click open, and there we go. We have our data, we have already uploaded our data here. So we just want to analyze it. Very simple. Just click and upload. As simple as that. Just stand like a song and lie. Very simple, just as simple as that. Click and upload. Take the mic and lie. 2 steps. Is that hard for you? No, it can't be hard, guys. No, this one can't be hard. Someone is telling me to repeat. Just take the mic and lie. So in our Jupyter, we are going to do this. You see this button on your left? This upload button. Click, select the file, that you want to upload, then click open. Mine have already uploaded, so just tell me to overwrite. I don't need to. So click, select, open. Then you have your file right here. How simple is that? Very simple. Someone is lying that data analysis is hard. How? Who told you it's hard? Someone has already started free Mutuku, free Mutuku. No, no. I have my German Shepherd. It's going to protect me. It's not uploading. Does everyone has the file that I shared? Anyone who has successfully uploaded the file that I shared? Is your Jupyter blank? Of course, it should be. It's still loading. If it's still loading, give it some time. Give it some time to load. I said Jupyter takes a lot of time to load. Why? This one is not just a website. It's a tool. It's a tool. It's a heavy tool. And this heavy tool is going to do heavy task for us. So if it takes time to load, just give it time to just load. Don't panic. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Could I use Google Colab? If you want to use Google Colab, you can use it. Yeah, it's very fine. Some people are saying that the file has loaded. Kindly share the file again. It's very easy. For me to share the file is very easy. I'm going to click here, open, just click that, and wait for it to upload. Very easy, just like Kasongo and Live. It is saying it's not UTF encoded. Really? Is anyone else getting the error with the file that I shared? Some people are saying that they are getting no error, no error, no error. Thank you, Robert. No error, no error, no error, no error. My Anaconda toolbox doesn't have the upload. Why? For sure. If it doesn't have the upload, you can, if you see the add folder, you can first add folder and see if you are going to see this upload button. Of course, it should have. Your Anaconda should have this, unless you can just navigate through these files. You see these files right here. Maybe you have clicked some of these extensions here. Just click any. I think maybe you have clicked something here. That's why you don't see the upload. Just click through these buttons here on your left. Then it might appear right here. Yeah, as you can see, I have uploaded my CSV file right here. Okay, that step is done. You can see the file. Maybe you are using your mobile device. For those who are using mobile device, we just discovered that you can't see the file. Those who are using mobile devices, we just discovered that you can't see the file. You need to switch to your laptop. I've shared the file again. I'll share it a million times. I'll share it as much as you want. Yeah. Finally, you can see the upload button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Why do we use a CSV file? Okay, so if we save this file into an Excel sheet, a normal Excel sheet, not a CSV file, the moment we upload in it, it's like an heavyweight version of this, of the CSV. So the CSV file is a light version of this spreadsheet. And working with CSV files, in computing, when working with CSV files, it's easier as compared to working with different files. It's easier as compared to working with different files. That's why we are using this CSV file. And most of this data that you are going to ever get, most of this data is always formatted in CSV. So just get used to CSV. It's the easiest way. Okay, we are done uploading that. Enough of talking. So let me just create a file. How do you create a file again? Click on the left, top left, click File, then click New, then click New Notebook, this notebook. There we go. I said, as you can see, this notebook is untitled. I can do this. If I want to rename this file, I can just right click. I can just right click this and I can see rename. Rename this file and call it session. I can call it session 3. Just rename the file like that, session 3, and there we go. As always, I'm not sure of everything. So I have to print something like hello world. Maybe something is not working in the background. I can work on this. I can just click this run. The run button is right here on top in this navigation here. Click run. There we go. My file is running. That means everything is ready to go. It's up to me now to write the code. I just like testing, uh, these first of all. So it's good always to test. It's always good to test these data first, or these files first before anything else. Now we have tested this. Remember when we were using pandas to import data and show it in a form of a table? Remember that? So we import pandas spd, import pandas spd. Once we import pandas spd, then we can declare a variable here and call it the data inside that CSV. So this variable, we can call it pd is equal to read underscore CSV. So we use this function read CSV to read CSV data. We use this variable read CSV, not variable, but this function read CSV to read CSV data. It's very simple. Imagine I can do this. So inside here, I can just add these quotation marks. Then inside here, what CSV file am I reading? I'm reading this file. So what is the name of the file? The name of the file is today's underscore data dot CSV. So today's data dot CSV. Imagine with only 2 lines of code, we have now loaded this CSV file to this file here. Can we see the output? Yeah, of course. We just need to print the data. We just need to print out this variable. So once I run, there we go. Our CSV is just like that. As simple as that. It is very simple as that. So anyone who is stuck up to there. What about the runtime page? Oh, if you are getting that issue to assign a runtime, for now just assign any runtime. For now, just assign any runtime. For now, we are not doing anything heavy, so for runtime, just assign any. Okay, let me go back to this Anaconda. Very simple, very simple. Zoom, there you go. So just import pandas as PD. Data is equals to PD dot read CSV, read underscore CSV. Then the CSV file, then you can print out and you can get the output as simple as it looks like. Okay, I think we are trying. I've already run their code and it's working for those who are following along. Share the code. Yes, it won't print all the rows, but set options. Yeah. So it's not going to print all the data. It's not going to print out the data. It's just printing out a range, some of this data. It's just printing out this data. Then it's showing all these 353 rows. 4 columns have been loaded, just to tell you it has loaded, but it doesn't want to display it. It doesn't want to display all this data, but the data has already been loaded. Perfectly fine. So I want us to take the next step. The next step is very simple. Just a moment. Okay. Let's say I wanted to load some few data. For example, okay. Sorry for that silence. Share the CSV file. I'm going to share the CSV file once again. I'm going to share it as long as you want. I'm going to keep sharing the CSV file. So if you miss it, just ask for it. So I'm going to share this code. Where is this code? Blah, 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 blah. There we go. There we have it. I've copied the code. So is the file drag and drop? Not really. You just need to upload it. Okay. So I want to show you something here. So if I double click this CSV file, as you can see, this CSV file, when I double click it, we have the column for first name, country, gender, and academic level. So you see we have these columns, right? So in these columns, what if I wanted to analyze the gender? What if I wanted to analyze the gender? What if, for example, I wanted to analyze the gender? what can I do? It is very simple. So here, I can pass the data variable that we just defined. Then I pass into square brackets, then into this kind of, then I specify gender, then I dot read, no, not read, what function do we use? It's called value counts, value underscore counts, value counts, just like this. Value counts just like this. So in these value counts, so if I run this code, for example, if I run this piece of code, you can see it has analyzed from this data that we have. How many male do we have and how many female do we have? It has gone further. Analyze the male we have is 259, female is 93, and non-binary is 1. As you can see, it is very simple. Now, let's go back to the example that we gave in the start. Maybe I'm working for this particular hospital in this month of December, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I load the kind of disease. I have a column for the kind of disease that people are suffering from malaria, from cold, then from hangover, of course. That's a must. So I can just come here and see the kind of people in this certain month. How many people suffer from hangover? 259. From malaria, 93. From stomach bloating due to overeating, of course, 93 people have suffered that, because most of us we overeat in December. Of course, that's not a lie. So we suffer from this kind of and maybe because on December I have so many friends, I eat everything that I find on the table. So I'm suffering from my own special kind of disease or infection. That's why I'm here alone here, of course. So you can analyze data and give this kind of output or this kind of information. Then imagine it is as easy as it looks like. I'm emphasizing data analysis is very easy as it looks like. You see all these small things. Now, why people say data analysis at some point is hard? It is hard when you are now drafting the report. What kind of report? Maybe maybe this institution or this university or this hospital or whatever company has given me their data to analyze, right? Now, the hardest part is knowing what to analyze and what not to analyze. Maybe this hospital has given me this data. For example, this is data from different places. Maybe there's a certain column here, like for undergraduate, or I just assume the column for gender. I just assume the column for gender and say this is not important. Then I fail to analyze this. Then in the process of report writing, I don't document this. And this is very critical at some point. So that's why, or that's when that analysis becomes hard, because it's you who needs to know what to analyze and what not to analyze, what periods and what reports to give. That's when it becomes hard. Or when deciding to make a decision based on data, or making decision or writing a recommendation decision based on data. That's when it becomes hard for some people. Cool. That is very simple. That was a very simple example. I don't know if you remember what we did last week. Last week we did graphs, right? We did all these graphs. All these beautiful graphs. We did them. But the problem is that this data, we had to hard code this information. All this information we were drafting for this data, we had to write it here in these lists. But the good thing is that today, we don't have to add code. We already have our CSV file right here. You already have our CSV file right here. So I want us to create the last things, those are the graphs. I want us to create these graphs, okay? I want us to create these graphs. Let me just call it graphs. G graphs. That's how you write graphs? Of course. So graphs is equal to, we can assign data dot value counts, many counts, not a single count, value counts. We are going to play around with the columns. So for now, let me just work with, again, with gender. Let me just work with the gender that we just worked on previously. We are going to play around with these values. So I take these graphs, then I can do graphs dot plot. And imagine with that graphs dot plot, imagine with graphs dot plot, just check how easy it is. 2 lines of code, then boom, there I have my graph, but it's not working. So what's the problem? Name graphs or spelling. Spelling here, just a typo. Graphs. Let me run this code. And there we go. There we go. We have, with only 2 lines of code, we have our graphs drawn right here. We have our graph drawn right here. So this is a simple line graph. You see that how easy it is. Just a small typo. Yeah, it is a typo. You see how easy it looks like. Or anyone who is seeing anything hard here? Anyone who is seeing anything hard? Of course, no, it can't be. Share the code. Of course. Let me share the code. Let me show you something. Not at all. It's very easy. We can call this technology. Let me show you. Let me show you some more technology. Let me show you. I'm going to show you some more technology. I think I would specialize in data analytics or data analysis. Very easy. It is not pasting. Okay, let me show you something. I want us to do a comparison. Of something here. A simple comparison. Just pay attention to this comparison. And I show you how knowing how to write code makes things easier. Do you see these graphs? You see this graph? And all these other graphs. We said for us to do visualization, we need to use Matplotlib for us to draw graphs and visualization. But is that the case for us here? Of course, nah. So we have different options for us to do data analysis and do graphs. So let's just compare how many lines of code did we have to write to plot this graph. I had to assign this x and y axis, then plot and also assign X and Y axis, variables right here, and parameters. But for us here, how many lines? I just had to import these pandas, load the CSV file, then of course, plot these graphs right here. Very simple as that. I want to show you another graph here, this pie chart. So we had to do the plot.py, right? Plot.py. But I can add something here, graphs.plot, but in plotting, don't plot this. Let's go further. Plot.py, plot.py. Run this code. There we go. We have a pie chart here. A very beautiful pie chart. See? See? We have a very beautiful pie chart right here. How cool is that? How easy is that? It's very easy. Very easy. But someone is asking very curious question. Now, how can we plot this graph here? This bar chart. This bar chart is very easy. We just edit this from pi to bar. BAR. There we go. And we have our pie chart right here. Our pie chart is not pie chart, but our bar graph is right here. But there's something cool that we did last week, adding colors. Very simple. Adding colors. You remember this piece of code that we did to add colors? The same piece of code that we are going to add right here. So over here, I can do the color to be, because I'm adding I'm comparing between three different things, that is male, female, and non-binary. So I only need to add three colors. The first three colors, one can be red, the other color can be pink, and the other color can be, color can be purple. Then we can run this code, and there we go. We have red, pink, and purple. Very easy. It is as easy as it looks like. Is there anything hard up to there? Anything hard? Anything hard? Actually, no. Someone is telling us to try something. Dot scatter. Let's see. Dot scatter. Plot.bar dot scatter. Is that how you write scatter? Maybe type, let me see, scatter. Let me see, scatter. There we go. Potential X and Y. Maybe that's not good for. It's missing two arguments for scatter. I don't think it's the right one to use for our basic example. It's not the best one to use for our basic example. Someone is getting an error, unterminated string literal. So your problem is one Hillary. Just check here. Where is it? Value counts. What are you working with? Today's CSV. Yeah, very simple. Actually, you're working with the wrong value. Today's CSV. So it should be looking like this. Hillary. You're working with this. It should be graphs is equal to data dot value count into brackets, opening and closing quotation marks, then the name of the column. So whatever you have missed is you have not specified the column and you have not closed your closing quotation mark. You have not closed your quotation mark. From here, you have not closed your quotation mark. So that is just an example of whatever we had that. So I want to share some few tips on some extra things that we can use or that we can learn that might help you in a different field or that might help you whenever you are trying to cheat or to lie on an interview. Let me just teach you on how to cheat, on how to steal, on how to do bad things, but in a good way. Let me show you something. So, in the meantime, actually, I made a video on how to do this. Where is it? Where is it? Here. Rewriting any code from one code base into another in just a minute. So, just go to Bolt. Is an AI tool, bolt.new. Just go to bolt.new. These are just pro tips because I'm a pro, of course. Bolt.new, bolt.new. Then imagine you can go to any person's repository. You can go to any person's repository as long as the repo is public. As long as the repo is public, you can modify, you can take the code and modify on the go. You don't have to clone, you can modify on the go. For example, I'll just take a simple repo. You can take this repo here. This is a simple repo, and you can see this is a Python file. Of course, is this a Python file or JavaScript? Yeah, Python file. This is a Python file. So what I can do, just copy this link in your bar here, in this search bar here, all the way from github.com/ blah 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 the rest. But don't copy the HTTPS blah 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 and the rest. Don't copy the HTTPS. Just be careful. Don't copy the HTTPS. Then go to your bolt.ai. Just after bolt.new, do slash, then paste the name or paste whatever you have copied, the repo. So as you can see me, bot.new/github.com/ blah 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 and the rest. Then press enter and observe the magic. There we go. As you can see, it's importing your repository into Bolt. Importing this repository into Bolt. You see, it has imported this. And if I want to, I can edit this code on the fly. Where am I editing, man? I'm editing. I can edit this code whenever I want. I can just do editing. I can edit on the go and I can edit this code. Then I can deploy this code if I want to. I can export, I can download, I can do integrations with Stripe and the rest. Just like the Lovable AI tool that I showed you some weeks ago, still you can use bolt.new. It's very crazy. Imagine, I don't know any other AI that you can just import a repo just like that. And a pro tip that I just thought of is You see this everything here. I can tell this bolt.new recreate this code from Python to JavaScript. Recreate this code from Python to JavaScript. Then I can submit my request and wait for the magic. So it's waiting, it's waiting, it's waiting, it's waiting. So maybe this person had written this code in Python, but I don't know how to transform this code from Python to JavaScript. It's very hard sometimes. I can just tell Bolt to rewrite this, and as you can see, it has written here, and it has actually installed all the necessary dependencies and libraries and modules as easy as just with less than a minute or less than 2 minutes. We are done with creating that. How cool is that? Was that cool? Was that cool? Very cool. Technology. You can see this is technology. Yeah, very cool, very awesome, very easy. Very easy. You guys, I think you are loving this. It's very easy. Repeat from the repo to Bolt. Yeah, I'm going to repeat. Okay, let me just repeat it for those who missed. Someone has been asking who is JS Mommy. Actually, let me not say. She might be around. Okay. Okay, let me show you. So what you do, just go to any repository, either public. Of course, make sure that it's public. First of all, make sure that the repo is public. Or you can take in, if anyone has ever decided to set their repo to public, then anyone can use their code freely. So if you set your code to public, anyone can use your code, because of course, maybe at some point you use someone else's code. So just go to blah blah any repo, make sure that you have accessed the repo first, then copy this link here all the way to github.com. Don't copy the https then the // don't copy that, just copy from github.com / blah blah blah. Then go to bolt.new, go to bolt.new, then go to bolt.new, then do /, then paste the link, then press enter. So just do that, then press enter. It will bring you to something similar to this. Then it will also import the code base. Then you can do whatever you want with the code base. Whatever you do with the code base, it's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you. It's you to choose whatever you want to do. Actually, guys, I think that's it. think that's it for today. Unless you guys have any question. Actually, last week we were at Code and Coffee at Technical University of Kenya, Nairobi, and I met some of you guys. I met some of you. I met people like was this Isaac Mwangi? I met you, and other people. I met you guys. I met uh, some of you. Okay, so that's it. I met some of you. You guys just keep appearing on the coffee and code sessions. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for today. Have a lovely evening. See you next time.
If you don't like it, well,